morning. My name is Amy Gill, your pharmacist that cares. So I hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July. I cannot believe that, where is the summer going? I seriously cannot believe it is like the middle of July. School is like right around the corner. I was working at the pharmacy yesterday and walking around and I'm like, wow, all the school stuff's out. I think the school stuff's actually probably been out for a while. I'm surprised Christmas isn't out yet, but I'm sure it will be soon because that's kind of how they roll, right? Like Christmas in July. So today I want to talk about something that I'm sure affects most of you every day, if not most days. And you think about it, and it's how do you feel when you look in the mirror? And, I've talked about that 6 inches between your ears, right? And that's where everything goes on. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, how do you feel? How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about your life? How do you feel about your day? And I was actually having a conversation with a good friend just a couple days ago. And this is kind of how this topic came about. We were chatting and she just kind of smiles and looks at me and she said, she goes, your skin is really glowing. And I just kind of light up, right? When somebody gives you a compliment, you light up, right? And I smiled and I said, thank you. I said, honestly, I've never felt so good about myself when I look in the mirror as I have lately. And she said, it shows. She said, it shows through your actions, the way you're carrying yourself, through your glowing skin, through your eyes. And it really kind of made me think about it because I haven't always felt this way. And I'm sure there's a lot of you that struggle with that. When you get up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you tell yourself? That is so key. Are you already negative because of what you have to do for the day? Maybe you're getting ready for work. Maybe you're just struggling with life in general. And what do you tell yourself when you look in the mirror? And I started doing this a while ago, and I know I've talked about this before. And I started smiling at myself. And that's first. That's number one, right? Be positive. Tell yourself good morning. If you think that's silly, fine, just smile at yourself in the mirror, right? Don't scowl. Don't ever tell yourself or say it out loud that I feel tired or I didn't sleep long enough. Because if you do, that's just going to set it for a bad tone all day. And people will actually start seeing that about you. They're going to like, wow, did you not sleep well? You look kind of tired. And that's how that is going to go. So that's number one when you get up. Always have gratitude. Have gratitude for another day, whether it's raining, snowing, or the sun's shining brightly, or it's still dark outside because you got up before the sun comes up. Always be grateful for that day. And that is huge. But that still wasn't enough for me. I was doing those things and I was trying, but I still wasn't feeling it. Right? Because I was trying to tell myself, it's like people to do affirmations. You can do them over and over and over. And you can say those things, but until you start believing it, it's really not going to have a lot of effect on you, right? Like fake it till you make it. Yeah, kind of. Okay. And that's kind of what I was doing. I was trying to put on that face and think, okay, this is going to be great. You're looking awesome, all these things, but I still wasn't feeling awesome. I truly wasn't. And it's only been probably within the last, I would say, month or so that I have really changed things up a bit. I always am concerned about health and wellness, but I'm doing more of like the synergy, the whole package that I've talked about before, right? I've added something new for my gut health, which I think has been huge for me. I'm doing it daily along with my normal Green Gut Glow, which I think has made a big boost in my glowing skin and how my skin looks. Because I talk about that all the time. You guys have to work on your gut first. I've been at the pharmacy the last couple of days, and that is a huge topic is gut health. Everybody talks about gut health, and it's not a joke. And I'll go into another whole one later, you guys, about more things with gut health, but it really is important. If you want to feel good about the way you look, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you have to start from within. And like I said, the gut is an easy place to start, okay? I know a lot of things that go on up here, that might be a little more difficult, but the gut's easy. It just becomes a habit of doing these healthy things every day and making a huge difference. I have also changed up my breakfast and lunch routine a little bit, made them a little more healthier, more of a full essential meal shake, which has been great. It truly is making me to the next meal. I've lost a few pounds and a few inches, which of course makes you feel better, right? Because you see it in your face, your neck. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're seeing that, right? So you're feeling better about yourself first thing in the morning. So that's something else that I've done that has been huge for me. And just as for the glowing part, I actually did change up my skincare routine as well. And even within a couple days, I feel much better about the way that I look at myself when I see myself when I look at myself in the mirror. You guys, honestly, I have never worn the amount of makeup that I wear now, which is next to zero, that I even wore a month ago or 2 months ago or 10 years ago or 15 years ago. I remember my mom used to laugh at me, and you guys from Pano will understand this. When I used to take the aluminum cans into Coleman's to recycle them, and I would leave from, I lived out in the country and I would drive in town, I got turned 16, whatever, and I would go, I'd put on makeup and, make sure I look decent. Mom's like, you're just going to recycle. And I'm like, I know, but you never know what happens on the way, right? Or maybe, I'll have to go to the grocery store, whatever it is. I always wanted to look my best because I didn't feel like I looked my best unless I put on a lot of makeup. And that has really changed, honestly, within the last month. And I'm getting more compliments because I'm wearing less, because it's showing my natural self through it. And I think that is huge. But I'm letting my natural self show my energy, and I truly feel it now. It's not just saying those affirmations. It's not just smiling at myself in the mirror. I truly do feel better. And I know there are a lot of you out there, or somebody that just they put on a face, but they just don't feel good. They don't feel good on the inside. They don't feel good up here. And it's reflecting in their life. And you guys, life is way too short to be miserable or to feel down on ourselves. So let me give you an example. At work, I'm sure a lot of you have had to do self evaluations. And they're never fun to do, to talk about yourself, right? Just like this live is kind of hard to do, to talk about myself and kind of the struggles and things that I've been through. But it's important to do that. So when you have your self evaluation and you're looking at it, and let's say you're rating from 1 to 5, and as the pharmacy manager, I used to talk to people about this because they did them as well. And 1, obviously, you're way below. 2, 3, you're meeting. 4, you're above expectations, and 5, you're exceeding expectations. And I said, we should all strive to be 5s. And it's not because we're like tooting our own horn. Yes, you need to give examples if you're going to, if you're at the pharmacy and you're saying you're exceeding expectations. Well, what are you doing to exceed expectations, right? But it's important that you do that. It's important that you see yourself always as a 5. Or if you're looking at a scale of 10, see yourself as a 10. Because if you don't see yourself as that exceeding expectations and that person that is excellent, nobody else is going to see you that way either. But you have to start from within. You have to make that effort. And I know it's hard. I know it is hard to do that. It is hard. It's just like when she gave me a compliment, I smiled and kind of shyly, said that to her, that, thank you. I really do feel better. And I feel better about myself. But it is hard to do that, right? It is so important to give those compliments. Just like she changed my day around and kind of gave me a topic for today by doing that. It's important. I see that when you see somebody. If you see somebody that's done something different, whether they got a new haircut, you think they look nice in what they have on, maybe they've lost a few pounds, whatever it is they're working out, give them a compliment. Give them that encouragement, right? It's not just the compliment. It is the encouragement that they are going in the right direction and they are moving above that average. Because you guys, nobody wants to be average, right? We want to be up here, and you should all strive, whether it's a scale of 1 to 5 or the scale of 1 to 10, to be that top number. You need to be that. You need to put in the discipline and the effort to be in that top 1%. Actually, maybe that's a topic we'll do for another day as well. But it's so important that we enjoy each day and that we really feel good about ourselves when we look in the mirror. I just heard a really amazing quote the other day on a podcast I was listening to. And she said, your life is not measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away. And I thought, wow, I think that just kind of threw things into perspective. And really, we just don't want to plug along. It's like, okay, we did this, we did this, we did this. We need that wow. We need to be that above average. And we need to help have those moments that truly take our breath away and help others experience those as well. So if you know somebody, or if this is you, that you're just not really sure where to start, you've kind of been faking it till you make it and you haven't made it yet. Because remember, we all change our goals, right? Even when we make that goal, our goal moves because we need to evolve. Please reach out to me. I would love to kind of tell you what I've done and maybe help you figure out what would work best for you or your loved one that is in this same situation. My name is Amy Gill, your Pharmacist that cares.